So hi, good morning, everyone. And I would like to welcome you all for our second day, Australian Migration and Education Conclave 2023. So in this session, we will be discussing about nursing occupation, courses, and the PR pathway. So let me introduce myself. My name is Prasamsa Shakya. I'm a qualified education consultant here at Aussizz Group Adelaide City branch. So proceeding further with the nursing courses and information about the nursing occupation, let's begin with why to choose nursing profession. So nursing, as everybody knows, that it's a popular course among all the international students. And then there are a few points where, the important things that they consider themselves to be in the nursing profession. To begin with, job security. The nursing professions offers relatively high job security. The demand for nursing is constantly high due to the ongoing need for healthcare services, especially after COVID-19. And as an aging population, the increasing in complexity of healthcare, nurses are essential member of the healthcare team. So they do have a competitive salaries. So nursing salaries can vary depending on factors such as experience, location, and specialization. Generally, if I have to say, nursing offers competitive salaries, especially considering the level of education that they have and the additional training they required. As nurses gain experience and advance in their career, they may have opportunity for salary increment and additional benefits. It also gives you a better career growth. Nursing provides ample opportunities for the career growth and advancement. Nurses can choose to specialize in specific areas, such as they can work as a mental health nurse or, a nurse anesthesiologist, nurse practitioner, and many more options are there. Or they can take leadership positions as well. Further, education and professional development can open doors to like higher level positions and increase responsibilities. So there is a better work flexibility in the field of nursing profession. They can, in terms of work schedules and the settings, the nurse can often choose it between full-time, part-time, and casual positions also. So they also have option to work day, in evening, night shift, and they can also explore opportunities in hospital, clinic, nursing homes, home healthcare sector, education, research, and many more. So going forward, the main important thing will be a personal fulfillment also. Like nursing is a profession that allows individual to make positive impact on people's life, the opportunity to care for others during times of vulnerability and support them on their health journeys can be incredibly fulfilling, right? So the gratitude and the appreciation from patients and their family can also contribute to their personal satisfaction. And then another thing will be professional development. So nursing is a field that emphasizes lifelong learning, I would say, and then professional development also. So nurses have access to various continuing education opportunities like workshop, conferences, and certification to enhance their knowledge and skill. So they can stay updated on the latest healthcare advancement and evidence-based practices, which can contribute their professional growth. So in talking about additional benefits, so in addition to competitive salaries, nursing often comes with a range of benefits, which can be vary upon the development or of depending on the employer or the location. And these may benefit health insurance, retirement plans, paid off time, flexible scheduling options, tuition reimbursement, and opportunities for professional networking and collaboration. So nurses have global career due to high demand in various countries. As I've told you, after COVID, there is a high demand of healthcare worker in any in entire world. So there are several reasons why may choose the nursing profession. I mean, many individuals are drawn to nursing because they have a genuine desire to make a positive impact on people's life. Nursing provides an opportunity for care and support individual during their most required or needy time also. So it is in consistently in the high demand, which is aging population, increasing healthcare needs. Nurses are needs in various healthcare settings, right? So, and also for the international student, nursing career offers great and stable permanent residency pathways in Australia. So you can work after completion of your nursing courses. There will be lots of opportunities. You can work as a nurse manager, personal care assistant, specialist nurse, or nurse practitioner, registered nurse, or enrolled nurse. So moving forward, there are lots of confusion between like international student. What is the difference between enrolled nurse and registered nurse? So talking about enrolled nurse. So if you complete your study, which is like minimum qualification of diploma, it can be diploma of nursing, you will be able to register yourself as an enrolled nurse. So they will work as a part of team more than in a supervisor level. So they work as an entry level, whereas registered nurse, minimum qualification degree will be bachelor's or master's. So they will have more function in the development and creation of patient management and care plans. So they will be working as a team leader or a manager, right? And then they generally supervise a team of enrolled nurse, personal care worker, and other allied health care workers. And then after completion of their bachelor's degree or master's degree in nursing, they will be eligible to apply and register themselves as a registered nurse. So after completion of their nursing, so you need to register yourself in a certain accreditation council or a body. So that should be accredited by Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. So that is called AHPRA, which is Australian Health Practitioner Agency, and got NMBA, which is Nursing and Midwifery Board of Australia. So responsibly for maintaining the register of nurses and midwives and issuing codes, guidelines, and statements which govern nursing and midwifery in Australia. So to get the Australian registration and to get the accreditation, nursing Australian courses should be accredited by AHPRA and approved by NMBA. So the course, whatever you're studying, even if it's diploma, bachelor's, or master's, it has to be accredited under AHPRA or approved by NMBA. So to be eligible to get Australian nursing registration, to be eligible for the NMAX skill assessment. So you need a skill assessment to apply for your permanent residency pathway. So you can, our migration agent will be describing about all the skill assessment process in the following presentation. So moving forward, nursing courses. So nursing in Australia are broadly classified into two types. One, as we have discussed already, enrolled nurse or EN, who completes diploma of nursing, registered nurse or RN, right, completed bachelor's or master's degree. So degrees and courses in nursing will be diploma of nursing, graduate certificate or diploma in nursing, bachelor's of nursing. We do have conversion program for bachelor's of nursing as well, master's of nursing, and PhD. So to be eligible, if you're a potential student and you're interested to get into diploma of nursing, you need to meet this entry requirement. So the course, diploma of nursing, the duration of this course will be 1.5 years to 2 years. It depends upon education provider, but the minimum it will be 1.5 years. So the entry requirement as per the age, the student or the potential student must be above 18 years old. So they must have completed their year 12 equivalent. And then there is English requirement. So if you have IELTS or PTE, it has to be IELTS overall 7, each band not less than 7, equivalent to PTE and or other English tests such as TOEFL. They do accept OBA. Yeah, there are other options as well. And they do accept combined score also. And the fee structure for diploma of nursing, it varies from education providers to education providers, but then the starting amount will be around like $32,000 to $39,000 for the entire period. So after completion of your study, you'll be able to register yourself as an enrolled nurse. We do have intakes, especially for university, there will be like February and July intake, whereas if we have other education providers who does offer this course every 2 months. Moving forward to Bachelor's of Nursing. So the Bachelor's of Nursing, the duration of this course will be for 3 years, and then the entry requirement. So there will be age, and then there's some prerequisite requirement for the course to get enrolled in, and we must complete your year 12 certificate or diploma course in nursing will also be accepted. So there is an English requirement similar to diploma of nursing. You have to get IELTS overall 7, each one not less than 7, and equivalent to PT 65. The fee ranges, as I've told you again, it depends upon education providers to education providers. So the ranges will be around like $90,000 to $105,000 for entire 3 years period. So per semester fee will be around like $18,000 to $20,000 per semester, depending on which provider you want to enroll in. And in addition to that, providers have their own assessment if the student is eligible for bursary or scholarship, or other providers offer special scholarship in specific intake. So it depends upon the student profile in the English score. If you're eligible to get any scholarship from this big university, they will be mentioning that in the offer letter. Or sometimes the other education providers, they promote their course by providing some promotional scholarships and all. So for another bachelor's degree, so as I've told you in the beginning that we do have conversion program for bachelor's degree course. So Bachelor's of Nursing conversion program for RN already from original country. So there will be, this course is particular for the student, international student who have already done their bachelor's back in their home country, right? And then already were working as a registered nurse and have registered themselves as a RN back in their home country. So this program is provided by certain few education providers in different states. So you just have to study 1 year of Bachelor's of Nursing. So you can study this course on your 485 visa so that you can get a registration here in Australia. The conversion program, it might be 1 year to 2 years, depending with the credit provided to the student. So university will be the one who will be assessing your credit upon submission of your academic documents. So they are limited providers only, may not be available in all the states. So for example, we have Deakin University, which offer 1 year program in Victoria, ACU for 1 or 2 years. We have these courses offered in Perth, Western Australia. So we've got ECU, Curtin, Murdoch. So all these universities, they do accept students who have completed Bachelor's of Nursing back in their home country, and we can apply for credit. So it's up to the university. Like if they give you credit for 2 years, you just have to study 1 year. Or if they give you credit for 1.5 years, you just have to study 1 year. It depends upon the units that you have studied. All right. There is another entry requirement. So they must have employment at least 1 year from the last 5 years. And then as I've told you, you must have completed Bachelor's of Nursing, you must have a registration document, and you have an employment experience for at least 1 year within last 5 years. So the fee structure will be $18,500 to $20,000 per semester. They do have intakes for February and July. They only have intakes once a year or twice, and then the seats are very limited. So if you're interested to apply for this course, you need to process the application at least 3 or 4 months prior to the course commencement or the session starts. Right. So moving forward, we've got Masters of Nursing. So there are a few types of Masters of Nursing. One is Masters of Nursing, coursework, graduate entry. The duration of this course will be for 2 years, and there are certain entry requirements. You need to meet the prerequisite subject. So if let's say, if you are from totally different background, you might need to study short course on human biology, anatomy, and physiology. And there will be an English requirement, which will be overall 7 IELTS, each one not less than 7, equivalent to PT and other English exams. So other option will be non-nursing field, health medical field, or non-related undergraduate degree. So you must hold the undergraduate degree. Interdisciplinary subject, as I've told you, if you're from the different background, you need to complete this short course, which is human biology, anatomy, and physiology. The fee ranges from $45,000 to $53,000, depending on the education providers. So we've got another Masters of Nursing, which is also like advanced diploma. So for entry requirement for this course is Bachelor's of Nursing degree holder or a registered nurse from original country. So only the student who have completed the bachelor's degree back in their home country and are already a registered nurse, they will be qualified to enroll for this course. The outcome can get the qualification of master's degree or for professional upscaling purposes, but then no registration needed or not for registration purpose. So we need to make sure that if the course is accredited with that education providers, are accredited from AFRA and MBA or not. Otherwise, after completion of your study, you won't be able to register yourself as a RN. It will be like plus point for your career growth, but then you need to make sure if the course is accredited or not. Okay, so all these courses, we've got like Diploma of Nursing offered in different states, like in Northern Territory, we've got CDU, in New South Wales, we've got CSU, TAFE, NSW, CSU, and then in Queensland, we've got University of Sunshine Coast. In WA, we've got ECU, CDU, IHM, Curtin University, and TFSA. In South Australia, there are lots of education providers like Torrens University, TAFE SA, Equals International, Southern Cross, Uni SA, Flinders, and Uni Adelaide. In Victoria, we've got Kannan Bendigo TAFE, Federation University, Deakin University, Jordan TAFE, and then in ACT, we've got CIT and University of Canberra. So all these nursing courses can be available, like nursing courses are across Australia, but limited provider depending on which stage and which level of study you want to pursue. So diploma level available in both private and universities, bachelor's level mostly available in universities in every state. So Masters of Nursing, as of now, it's overall like 9 universities only across Australia that are the accredited one. So moving forward, the projection for employment, employment opportunity for nursing. Nursing is the largest of the medical profession in Australia. Nursing has been, highly demand profession in Australia. The demand for nursing is expected to continue and grow in coming years. The Australian government's Department of Employment, Small Family Business Producers Employment projection for various occupations, including nursing, it will grow by around 50%, right, as per the advertisement that they have issued. And then factors contributing to demand for nursing includes population growth, aging demographic, increasing healthcare need, and ongoing advancement in healthcare technologies. So these factors combined with the retirement of older nurses and the expansion of healthcare services have created and expected to continue creating employment opportunities for nursing. And then it's the growth in recruitment activities has been spiked post-COVID. So largest increase in detailed occupation as compared to pre-COVID 2019 levels, which includes medical practitioner and nurses. So it is strongly assumed that over the 5 years leading up to 2025, it was expected to add significant numbers of new jobs in the professional health sector as a nurse and an registered nurse as well. So, So going through the job market. Sorry, I think I missed the employment. So we're just talking about the job market also. So the job market for nursing in Australia has been favorable for most of the international students. Like they are getting job opportunities working as a personal care worker, disability worker, which will enhance their skill after completion of their degree to get the experience as a registered nurse and enrolled nurse also. So there's a strong demand for qualified nurses across various healthcare settings. Nursing is considered as highly demanded profession. As we've been telling you, that nursing is highly demanded employment opportunities. There are lots of trend is expected to continue in the coming years as well. So moving forward, they are talking about the PR pathway. We will our migration agent will be providing you detailed information about the PR pathways for different states. But then there are lots of opportunities to apply for 491, 190, and 189 in all the states all over the Australia. So if you've got further inquiries or if you're interested to get into any of the courses, you can contact me in my email address and my number. So I'll be passing on this floor to the other presenter. So if you've got any questions related to this nursing course, you can write it down in our chat box so that we can get back to you with the answers in the end of the session. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you for your presentation, Prasamsa. And now we have Callum Delaney from Occupation English Test, OET, with a presentation for our participants today. Thank you for your joining us, Callum. Now you can start.
Yeah, looks good, Callum.
Great, thank you. So thank you for the introduction. I'm Callum Delaney. I'm from the Occupational English Test. So we're an English language test that's specific for healthcare professionals. So, just like to keep moving through now. So what's different between OET and other English language professional English language proficiency tests? We're specific for the healthcare industry. So instead of getting generic English questions and generic questions on a range of topics, the questions in our test are specific to your occupation, which can be nursing in today's example. So the overview of OET is that we assess English language skills of healthcare professionals seeking to register and practice in an English-speaking environment. So as mentioned a bit earlier in the presentation today as well, a lot of these courses that you'll be looking at in Australia will require an English language level, and OET can meet those requirements. OET can also meet the requirements of the 𝐴HPRA, which is the Australian Health Practitioners Association, which is where you can register to become a nurse, a working nurse in the field as well, and it can also satisfy the Department of Home Affairs in Australia as well, so for immigration purposes. So our test can satisfy all the requirements that you'd need to be an overseas healthcare professional, whether it be come in to be a student or also to come in and work. So the difference between our test and other English language tests is that we are specific to the healthcare environment. So the questions are specific to, I guess, examples that you would use in the workplace as a healthcare professional. So as is similar with other English language tests, speaking, listening, reading, and writing, those would be patient interactions or referral letters that working with other doctors within your workplace. So why should you take OET? The language in the test should be a lot more familiar to your occupation. If you are an already practicing nurse or an aspiring nurse, the language that you will see in the English test will be relevant to your occupation. So instead of being a generic English test and there being questions that are not your specialty, occupational English test really makes it your specialty to assess your English. It'll also help you once you do reach Australia as today. It'll help you in your workplace and in your study as well, because it's the language that you'll be using in those examples as well. So is OET the right test for you? We have 12 professions. Today obviously is all about the nursing. So nursing is one of our 12 professions and definitely our most popular, but we also cover medicine and the other 12 professions there. So dentistry, pharmacy, dietetics, physiotherapy, podiatry, and a range of more as well, which are all specific to specific different tests with different questions relating to your occupation. So who recognises OET? So OET is recognised globally. It is recognised in Australia. So immigrating to Australia, getting into universities, and getting your healthcare registration through the 𝐴HPRA is completely accepts OET. But also in New Zealand, in the UK, US, Canada, Ireland as well. You can all use your OET results to get the same results in these countries, to get the same outcomes in these countries as well. We do also have some recognitions in non-English speaking countries, in the Middle East, and also in the Maldives and some others as well, in Singapore too as well. So OET truly is a global certificate. So if you get a good score in OET, you have options to move all over the world, but we are an Australian-based company, so moving to Australia is definitely the most popular route for us. So what's in the test? How is it different to normal English language proficiency tests? So the writing component is 45 minutes. and it's writing a profession-specific letter to another healthcare profession. So usually writing a referral letter or a note back to, I guess, the doctor if you're a nurse would be the example there. So instead of writing about something generic, you're writing exactly what you'd be doing in the workplace in this example. Speaking, so that would be basically doing a role play with somebody who's a patient. So imagining that you're a nurse and your patient comes in. So just talking like you would in the hospital for this example. Reading. So this is just a bunch of this is a group of questions based on health related scenarios, and then listening as well is sort of recorded consultations, and then answering questions on those. How can you prepare for the test? So we have on our website, we have a lot of free materials which will give you a good idea about the test. We have practice tests. We have free webinars as well. We have our OET YouTube channel, Facebook page, Instagram. Always very very active with our preparation materials as well. So have a lot of materials out there that really help you prepare for the test. And we also have preparation providers around the world too. So that's another great way to get some structured learning into your preparation for the exam. So how is OET scored? So all different English language proficiency tests are scored against the CEFR scale, the Common European Framework. And if we're looking at specifically at English language levels for higher education, we're looking in the CEFR of C1. So that's about a IELTS 7 to 7.5, which is an OET-B as well. So that will get you entry into the universities, but that'll also get you into APRA and into the immigration as well with Department of Home Affairs. So they're all scored the same. They're all scored the same as in the content of the exam. All English language tests. So none are easy. None are easier or harder on their pure test of English language. But the way that OET really is the benefit is that it's familiar language. So it should be more familiar and easier for you to understand and pass. We have a lot of success stories as well, and I think our website's probably the best place to see all these success stories. So if you want to go to our website after this, you can see some of the successful OET candidates and the way they've made their journey to their destination country where they want to study and work in the future. And yeah, OET can be taken via paper or computer based. And it is available in over 150 countries throughout the world. So we have a global network of test delivery partners in over 150 countries throughout the world as well. So we have a global network of testing and a global network of recognition. So global use of our tests too. So yeah, that's it from me. Do you have any questions, anybody?
Good. Thank you, Callum. Thank you for your presentation. And thank you, everyone, to join our 𝐬𝐧𝐿 conclave this year. And please, just want you to know, you can post your questions, and our team will answer at the end of the section. Okay, so we move to Yuting's part. Okay, Yuting, you can start.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Good. Thank you. Thanks, Callum, and thanks, Prasamsa. Hello, everyone. My name is Yuting. I'm the registered migration agent from Aussizz Group, Western Australia Northbridge office. So today I'll be continuing this topic about the PR pathway for nursing occupations. So now I will be sharing my slides. Just give me a second. All right, sorry, just a second. I'll try to do it again. Still no sound. Can you hear me now? Oh, thank you. Thanks, Prasamsa. All right, I will just restart then. Give me a second. Okay, can everybody see my PowerPoint? Can everyone see the slides? All good? Thank you. All right, yeah, so before I start the presentation, I would like to introduce myself again. My name is Yuting, Yuting Chen. I'm the registered migration agent from Aussizz Group, Western Australia, Northbridge office. And today I would like to give you more PR pathway, more information about the nursing occupations permanent residence PR pathway. So before I start the conversation, I would like to give you more information about Aussizz Group services. So apart from the education and migration services, we also provide smooth and seamless services to our clients in lots of other scope of service, such as the PTE tutorials, 𝐢𝐬𝐧 tutorial, and NATI-CCL tutorials. So we got different types of websites letting the clients to prepare their PTE, 𝐢𝐬𝐧, or CCL test in their own pace online. And also we got the insurance comparison website, which is called Get My Policy Online. So from this website, you can just search all providers' quotes, get the quotes from different insurance providers, compare them, and you can also straight away purchase the insurance from this website. Apart from that, we also got the PY, the Professional Year Australia website. And last but not least, we got an app, which is called 𝐜𝐴Z𝐧. That is your pocket migration information expert. So you can use this website to do lots of researches on your visa options, on the PR pathway, even the state nomination criteria and eligibility. And also you can get the estimated visa fees and to stay up to date with all the Australian skilled occupation related changes. So this website is really up to date. And with this app, you do not need to switch to different website for information anymore. Just use this 𝐜𝐴Z𝐧. You will get all your information about the Australian visa and your PR pathway. Okay, I'll be starting today's topic. Why nursing profession? So just now, I believe Prasamsa has already explained us very clearly about why choosing nursing professions. So I will be just like go through it very quickly. I would say why the nursing occupations are so popular now is mainly because of two reasons. The first one is Australia's nursing shortage has created a rising demand for nurses nowadays and even in the coming years, therefore making nursing a very promising profession. So yeah, nursing is one of the most diverse health professions and provides employment opportunities in Australia as well as overseas. And the second reason, of course, is because it has a golden PR pathway. You might know, you might not know. Currently, I would say the easiest occupation that can lead you to PR or can give you the invitation is the registered nurse or enrolled nurse or even midwife. So among all of the nursing professions, there are three occupations that are the most important, most popular: enrolled nurse, registered nurse, and midwife. For enrolled nurse, as I believe our education consultant just now has mentioned, to become an enrolled nurse, you just need to study at least a diploma qualification in Australia. If you want to become a registered nurse or a midwife, you need to complete at least a bachelor's qualification or above, such as the postgrad diploma, postgrad certificate, or even master or even PhD. So what's the difference between enrolled nurse and registered nurse? Make it very easy. Enrolled nurse is someone providing the nursing care under the supervision of registered nurse. So you can say enrolled nurse is under registered nurse. It is the team member, but registered nurse is the supervisor of enrolled nurse. So that's why registered nurse requires you to have a higher education, while enrolled nurse just need to be equipped with a diploma qualification. Enrolled nurse and midwife, it's easy. Like there is no specializations among enrolled nurse or midwife. But for registered nurse, there are different. Like you can become a registered nurse in different specializations, such as aged care nurse, surgical community health, perioperative, pediatrics, child and family health nurse, critical care and emergency, medical practice, mental health, disability and rehabilitation nurse, as well as developmental disability nurse. So all of these registered nurse specializations, they are on the medium and long-term skilled shortage occupation list. That's also another reason we keep making registered nurse so popular, because no matter which specializations you are from, which type of registered nurse you are, you will get a PR pathway. So this is the general, it's a flow chart explaining you how you can get your PR pathway from the beginning till the end. So first of all, you need to complete a nursing related courses, then get the OMARA registration. After that, apply for the 𝐸𝐸𝐸 skills assessment, and then you will have your PR pathway. So here I would like to explain what's the difference between OMARA registration and 𝐸𝐸𝐸 skills assessment. So OMARA registration is for a nursing graduates to get registration done for you to be able to practice as a nurse, as a nursing profession in Australia. So you can say OMARA registration is for your career development. Like without this registration, you wouldn't be able to practice as a nursing profession. In comparison, 𝐸𝐸𝐸 skills assessment is for your permanent residence, is for your PR purpose. So let's say if someone is already a local, he or she is already an Australian citizen or is already a PR. If he graduates from a nursing course, he might just need to do the OMARA registration because he doesn't need to get a PR, right? He's already the local. However, for us, for the international graduates, once your OMARA registration done, if you want to apply for your future PR visas, you still need to get the skills assessment done through 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. So that's the difference. OMARA is the registration body, and the full name of OMARA is Australian Health Practitioner Regulation Agency. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 is the skills assessment body for nursing professions, and the full name of 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 is Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council. Okay, so after the registration and assessment has been done, you will have PR pathways, generally through two big programs. The first one is General Skill Migrations, and the second one is Employer Sponsored. So I'll be talking about these two big programs in the coming slides. So here, for you to get registration from OMARA, here are the basic requirements. Of course, qualification is a must. As an enrolled nurse, you just need to complete a diploma. As a registered nurse or midwife, you need to complete a bachelor or master or PhD. For the English requirements, all of these nursing professions, the English requirement is the same. So you need to complete either IELTS or PTE or OET or TOEFL IBT and get 7 or equivalent. But here, you can combine results in a maximum of 2 test sittings taken in a 6-month period, but with no individual band less than 6.5. So which means just for this OMARA registration purpose, you actually can take the English test twice and combine the result together. But here you have to distinguish between the requirement of this registration and the requirement of the EOI points. So lots of people, they might get confused about these two requirements. Let's say, even though APRA registration, they allow you to combine 2 sets of test results to meet this 7 each requirement, it doesn't mean you can get 10 points from these 2 tests when you claim the EOI points. So later on, when you try to claim 10 points from 7 each for the EOI points purpose, you still can only sit for 1 English test, and you have to reach 7 each or 65 each in PTE or B each in OET in 1 seat. Okay, so combine 2 sets of tests to meet 7 each requirements is just for APRA requirements, not the points, not to claim 10 points from the EOI. Once the registration is done, you can move ahead to apply for the MX skills assessment. Skills assessment is mandatory should you consider for your PR pathway. So lots of people, they might ask, because I am a fresh graduate, so among so many specializations, especially for the registered nurse, so which type of registered nurse I should choose to apply for the skills assessment? Should I choose to become a registered nurse in emergency, or should I apply for the aged care registered nurse? My answer is, it depends on your work experience. So if you do not have any work experience as a fresh graduate, you should choose to be assessed as registered nurse NEC, which is with the ANSCO code 254499. So here NEC means not elsewhere classified. So only this specialization, this is actually this means you do not have any specialization. So just go for this general registered nurse occupation. For this occupation, it doesn't require you to have any work experience to do the skills assessment. So considering currently, no matter which type of registered nurse, actually the chances for you to get invitation and the PR pathways are exactly the same. So I would actually even strongly suggest you to apply for the skills assessment as this RN registered nurse NEC immediately after your graduation and after your registration, so you can save some time. Of course, later on, once you get 3 months or 4 months work experience in your specialization, it's up to you. You definitely have the freedom to do the MX skills assessment again and change your skills assessment occupation from this NEC to another specialization. But just in terms of the current policy, like the current chance of getting invitation or your chance to get a PR, I would say no matter which specialization, the chance is almost the same and the invitation point is almost the same. So now I would like to give you more information about the first program, the first PR program, which is the General Skill Migration. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard about this or even have a good understanding of this program. So it is usually called as point-based visas. You might heard a lot of people surrounding you talking about their points and waiting for the invitation rounds. This is the visa they're talking about. So General Skill Migration. Under this GSM program, there are 3 different types of visa. 189, this is independent, skilled independent visa. With this one, you are not relying on anyone. You're not relying on any state nomination. As long as you have enough points, which is minimum 65 points, you can lodge the EOI. The second type is state nomination, 190 or 491 visa. For state nomination, the state will offer you extra 5 points, making your points higher and making you easier to get invitation. However, as a return, you also need to meet certain additional requirements made by each state. So first of all, you need to go to every state, the state website to check whether a certain state is sponsoring your occupation. And secondly, you need to check each state, the state nomination requirements and you need to check whether you can meet their certain additional requirements. For the 190, the state will offer you extra 5 points, and 491, the state will offer you extra 15 points. The third category is called relative sponsor 491 visa. It is also 491, but you get sponsored through relative, through your family relative, instead of through the state nomination. So this relative must be already an Australian citizen or already a permanent resident who is usually residing in the regional area of of Australia. So let's say if you have a relative like your brother, sister, or your uncle, auntie, or your cousin who is Australian citizen, but he or she is always living in Brisbane, Melbourne, or Sydney, then unfortunately, he is not the right person to sponsor you under this 491 relative sponsor visa. Why? Because he or she is living in the metro city, not the regional area. So for this one, same as the 491 state nomination, you can get extra 15 points from the relative. All right, so which means for you to be eligible for the EOI, you just need to get 50 points by yourself, plus extra 15 points by from your relative. But be careful here, for the 189 and 491 relative sponsor, actually only registered nurse and midwife have access to these two types of visa. Why? Because 189 and 491 relative sponsor visa requires the nominated occupation be on the medium and long-term occupation list. However, enrolled nurse is only on the short-term list. So, which means enrolled nurse only have access to state nomination visas, which is 190 and 491. So that is the huge, I would say that is the huge difference. As of now, enrolled nurse is still a very, very good occupation because, like what I say, Australia is currently in a high demanding of all types of nursing professions. So if you are a fresh graduate or if you are already starting to do the diploma of nursing courses, I would say in the next 2 years, I have confidence saying that enrolled nurse will be still in a high demand by Australian society. So I believe in the next 2 to 3 years' time, there will be still lots of states, they are willing to sponsor the enrolled nurse. But let's say after 5 or after 10 years, no one knows. It's very unpredictable. No one knows what after 5 to 10 years what it will be. So if after 5 to 10 years there will be no one state is offering the state nomination to enrolled nurse, then this means enrolled nurse also have no access to 189 or 491 visas. In this case, you might only be able to seek for the second PR program, which is the employer sponsor. So I'll be talking about employer sponsor later. This is a table to give you a clear idea about the similarities and differences of these three types of different types of visa. So points requirements. These points requirements, what is the minimum points that you need to get in order for you to lodge the EOI, which is the expression of interest. So 189, you need to get 65 points all by yourself because it's independent migration. 190, it is the state nomination. So the state will offer you 5 points, which means you just need to get 60 points by yourself. 491, you will get extra 15 points either by the state government or your relative. So you just need to get 50 points by yourself. So I would say 491 is a backup visa, it's a backup plan, or it's not bad, even though 491 is not direct PR. But it definitely gives you kind of resident pathway after 3 years of holding 491 visa. So as of now, if your points is not very outstanding, consider 491. It is a very, very good visa because you can get extra points, lots of extra points, which is 15 points from the state or the relative. And it will be easy for you to get invitation. For skills assessment, so skills assessment is a mandatory requirement for all 3 types of general skill migration visa. The age requirement is compulsory for all 3 types of visa as well. You must be under 45 years old by the time you get invitation. Okay, so it's by the time you get invitation rather than by the time you lodge your expression of interest. So if by the time you lodge your expression of interest, you are just 44 years old or 43 years old. However, if you already turn to 45 years old before you get invitation, before you get the final visa invitation, then unfortunately, you lost the chance for the general skill migration. And the visa type, for 189 and 190, these 2 visas, they are both direct permanent resident. 491, it's called provisional PR. Once you get this 491, you will have it will give you 5 years duration. And you just need to hold this 491 visa for a minimum 3 years time. After 3 years, if you can meet the certain requirements, you will be able to apply for the 191 visa to become the real PR. So what is the requirements during that 3 years while you're holding 491 visa? There is actually just one requirement. You need to continue stay in the regional area. All right, so this is the only requirement. Previously, there was a requirement saying that your annual income, your taxable income must be no less than $53,900. But just a few days ago, immigration has already officially announced the changes and removed this income requirement from the 491 to 191 visa, the pathway. So making the I would say making the PR pathway from 491 to 191 even easier. So as long as you make commitment and you're happy to spend 3 years time in a regional area, which is any place outside Brisbane, Melbourne, and Sydney, you will get the PR after 3 years. So here is a full occupation list for the nursing related occupations. To have access to 189 independent migration or 491 related sponsor stream, the nominated occupation must be on the MLT-SSL, which is medium and long-term strategic skills list. So here from this table, you can see all of the types of registered nurse and midwife and nursing clinical director, nurse practitioner, they are on the medium and long-term list. The ones on short-term list are enrolled nurse, vet nurse, nurse manager, nurse researcher, and nurse educator. This is the current invitation points for 189 and the 190 or 491 state nomination visas. So the most recent invitation round for 189 independent migration is back in May 2023, so a month ago. The cutoff point is just the threshold point for you to lodge the EOI, which is 65 points. So let me do a very quick calculation so that I can explain to you as a registered nurse how easy for you to get 65 points, or as a midwife. So if your age is between 25 to 32 years old, you have 30 points on your age. Once you finish this bachelor, you will have 15 points for your qualification, and 5 points will be given to you from the 2 years Australian study. Also, if your university is in the regional area, you will get extra 5 points from the regional area study. And in order for you to pass the skills assessment or the registration, most of the people, they should be able to get 7 each in 1 seat of the test. So that's extra 10 points. Just by doing this, you have already got 65 points. So 30 points from your age, 15 points from your qualification, 5 points from your Australian study, 5 points from your regional area study, plus 10 points from your English. So that is already 65 points. Here, I even didn't count. I even haven't considered whether you're a single, right? because if you're single, you can also straight away get 10 points from your single status. And even if you're married, you have a couple, as long as your partner can contribute 5 points from 6 each in IELTS or 50 each in PTE, he or she can also contribute to 5 points. So this is just the example to show you as a registered nurse or as a midwife, how easy it will be for you to reach 65 points minimum. As of now, 65 points is even good enough for you to straight away get independent migration invitation. The current situation for state nomination invitation is also very, very easy for registered nurse, midwife, and enrolled nurse. So for different states, the invitation dates and the frequency of sending invitation, issuing the invitation varies. But for most of the states, the enrolled nurse, these nursing professions, they are getting invitation with the minimum points. So for 190, it's 60 points by yourself plus extra 5 points offered by the state. For the 491, you just need to get 50 points plus extra 15 points offered by the state. So that's how easy for nursing professions to get invitation as of now for this financial year. But of course, because it's coming to the end of the financial year, this is the last week. So we are also eager to see whether each state, the state nomination policies will be changing a lot in the next financial year, or it will almost remain the same. If everything would be almost the same as this year, then I would say for the new financial year, it will be still very easy for nursing professions to get migration, to get the invitation. As I'm located, I'm based in Perth, I'm based in WA, so I would just give you a quick introduction of the Western Australia state nomination. But just remember, all of the current state nomination, I'm gonna explain to you the policy, the requirements are just based on this financial year. So for now, the new changes and the new changes for the new requirement for the new financial year of every state is not yet published. So we are also just looking forward to see the new changes of every state. So currently in Western Australia, all of these listed nursing professions are sponsored. Midwife, registered nurse in any specialization, and enrolled nurse are all sponsored by Western Australia under 2 streams, General Stream Schedule 1 and Graduate Stream. Different stream got slightly different requirements. So here is the additional criteria that you must be able to meet at the time of state nomination application. If you get invitation under the General Stream Schedule 1, then you need to provide evidence to show that by the time you get invitation to lodge the state nomination application, you have already obtained 1 year work experience, plus you have already got a 6-month full-time employment contract as your nominated occupation or your closely related occupation in Western Australia. So lots of people, they're asking me, Yuting, what's the difference between work experience and employment contract? So make it easy. Work experience refers to the past. Work experience means by the time you got invitation, you have already got a certain period of work experience. You have been working as a nursing profession for 1 year. And the employment contract refers to the future, which means you need to ensure yourself that by the time you apply for the state nomination, you will have another at least 6 months full-time work in the next 6 months time to go. So work experience refers to the past, employment contract refers to the future. The second stream is graduate stream. So if luckily you got invitation under this graduate stream, then first of all, that means you are the Western Australia graduates. So graduate stream is only available for people who studied at least 2 years in Western Australia, who studied at least 2 years full-time in Australia, in Western Australia. If you got invitation under this stream, then there is no additional requirement at all.
You do not need to show you have work experience or not, and you do not need to show you have already got an employment contract. So there is no such requirement for graduate stream. So let's say if you are a Western Australia graduate, you might ask, so which stream should I go? Obviously, graduate stream is much better than general stream Schedule 1. However, we cannot, as a candidate, as an applicant, we cannot choose which stream to go. We could only lodge the expression of interest for certain type of visa, such as 190 and 491. And we have to let the decision to pass the rights to the state government, and they will let us know which stream they want to invite us. The second big PR program is employer sponsor visa. I would say as of now, there should be I would say more than 90% of the nursing professions should be able to get PR pathway through the first mentioned program, which is the general skill migration. But maybe let some people, for some reason, they might not be able to get enough points or whatever reason, they might not be able to get the invitation through the general skill migration. Then this is the second program they can consider to get their PR settled, which is called employer sponsor visa. But employer sponsor visa, it's not that easy, because no matter which type of employer sponsor visa, it requires you to have at least 2 to 3 years of full-time work experience in your closely related field. Let's say if you're an enrolled nurse, then which means you must have been equipped with 2 to 3 years of full-time work experience as a registered nurse before you're eligible for this type of employer sponsor visas. That's why I said, if you already have like 2 to 3 years work experience, you should have really got invitation through the general skill migration pathway. So I will be going through this employer sponsor visa program very quickly, just for your information. Under this employer sponsor visa, there are 3 main types of visas. The first one is 482. That's temporary skill shortage visa. That's a work visa, TR. The second is PR, 186 visa. It's employer nomination scheme. The third one is regional sponsored migration scheme, RSMS, 494 visa. So 494 is very much similar to 491. They are both provisional PR. 482 visa is valid for up to 4 years and it's renewable. Applicants are required to have 2-year full-time or equivalent part-time work experience before they are eligible to apply for this visa. So this 482 visa is just the TR. What is the PR pathway? So once you hold this 482 visa, once you are able to, once you complete 2 years full-time work with your sponsor can choose to sponsor you to get PR through the 186 visa, TRT stream, which is the temporary resident transition stream. So this is the PR pathway for enrolled nurse, midwife, or registered nurse. So here it doesn't matter whether your occupation is on the medium long-term list or just short-term list. After 2 years of holding 482 visa, you will have PR pathway through 186 temporary resident transition stream by the sponsor under the sponsorship of your sponsor employer. The second employer sponsor visa is called 186 employer nomination scheme. So for 482, there is no age limit. However, for the 186, there is age limit, which is you must be under 45 years old. Under 482, there are 2 different streams. The first stream is the one just now I mentioned, temporary resident transition stream. That is for people who have been working for the employer on 482 visa for minimum 2 years time. If their employer is happy to sponsor, they can get the PR through this 186 TRT stream. Okay, so the second stream is called direct entry stream. Direct entry stream means if your nominated occupation is on the medium and long-term occupation list, and if you already got 3 years post-qualification full-time work experience or equivalent part-time work experience, you can get your employer sponsored to get 186 PR visa through this direct entry stream and become PR straight away. However, this direct entry stream is only available for registered nurse or midwife. Why? Because direct entry stream 186 visa requires the occupation must be on medium and long-term list. All right, so this is the end of my presentation. Do you have any question? Okay, so I'll be coming to the move ahead to the Q&A session. I can see there are already lots of questions. I'll start from the beginning. The first question I can see is from Ujin. Hi, what are the PR pathways from diploma in nursing in Adelaide? Okay, yes. So currently, for this financial year, South Australia is sponsoring enrollments in several PR pathways, in several streams, such as the graduate stream, as well as the working stream, if I didn't remember wrong. Okay, for the graduate stream, I think the South Australia's requirement is, as an enrolled nurse, you must have been living and working in South Australia for at least 3 to 6 months. Okay, so if you're after the 491 state nomination, you just need to work for 3 months in the regional area. But if you're after the 190 visa, you must have been working in regional area for 6 months. Also, even if you are not the South Australia graduates, that is also fine. They are also sponsoring enrolled nurse under the working and living stream. So same requirement, you must have been living and working there for at least 6 months. But again,
sorry,
yes.
Yeah, I'll help you with another question.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So we've got another question from Dilani.
Yeah.
She's asking, is the clinical experience mandatory to get the registration in AFRA after passing NCLEX and OSSE?
Sorry, I didn't hear it very clearly. Is it registered? Is it compulsory?
Yeah, so is the clinical experience mandatory to get the registration in AFRA after passing NCLEX or OSSE?
Which occupation she's talking about?
She didn't mention about the occupation, so I think she's just asking about the registration thing. Like after passing NCLEX, will she be able to apply for registration, or she need to complete the mandatory course?
I would say we need to first get to know like what occupation she's talking about. Which occupation. But usually for no matter which type of registration or skills assessment, of course you need to first get a relevant qualification down.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, sure. So if you want to get detailed information, Dilani, you can email Yuting directly. So we'll be sharing her email address directly to you.
Yeah.
So we've got another question. It's from Lavjeet Singh. Hi, my wife did BSc nursing and she had 4-year experience staff nursing from Apollo Hospital in India. Now she got dependent visa on 408 visa. She's coming in Melbourne next week. So what's the good step for us?
Well, first of all, congratulations on already sorting out a visa to come here. So once you come here, definitely you would have lots of peer pathway. So this client, she already studied 4 years Bachelor of Nursing from India. Oh, she got the Bachelor of Nursing qualification in India and already got 4 years work experience. That's pretty good. I would say the first thing she needs to do is to pass the registration in Australia. But how can she pass the registration? She needs to either choose to do the conversion program, which is the Bachelor of Nursing conversion program in Australia, which was mentioned by Prasamsa just
Yes,
now.
so
It's gonna be 1 year conversion program, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So she can enroll for 1 year conversion program, which is offered in ECU Perth. Yeah, and we
That's
do have
good.
other education providers which accept credit also.
Yeah. Alternatively, if you really don't want to study, there is another program called OBA. OBA program is kind of like a self-assessment program, which is provided by APRA. So if you can do that self-assessment and pass the exam, you can go to Adelaide to do the 3 months. I think it's like a 12-month work placement. Once you can pass everything, pass that the whole program, you will be also get registration as a nurse. But in comparison, that is all by yourself. You are not getting any help or assistance by any tutor. So I would say that is the time frame by when you can finish that is very unpredictable. And the slots for you to do the work placement is also very limited. So you might even need to spend over more than 12 months to complete the whole program. So if you want to just try to get the registration done as soon as possible and ensure that you can get the registration done, we would still like strongly suggest you to enroll into the conversion program. Yeah.
Oh, good. So got another question from Suranjana around how long does this whole PR process take after graduating as a nurse doing a master's degree? Is it recommended to go on our TR 485 visa after graduating while we apply to get permanent residency? Or is it okay if we use our TR beforehand, meaning before we start our master's degree instead?
So which means this client,
So,
this
yeah,
audience,
so-
she studied something else, is it?
Yeah. So she said that how long does it whole PR process take after graduating as a nurse doing master's degree? So she's doing masters of nursing for 2 years. Yeah.
Well, that's
So
a very precise question.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
is it recommended to go on our TR or after graduating while we apply for PR? So they just wanted to know about the duration, how long it will take to process the permanent residency.
That is a good question. Lots of people, they're asking about that because everyone knows currently even TR visa costs a lot, cost over $1,800. So of course, if you can save the money, you save the money. But I would say 485, the graduate visa, it's not a must, but it's highly recommended because since you graduate, you still need time to get your registration done. That might take 3 to 4 weeks time since you got your qualification from the university. And then you need to get the 𝐸𝐸𝐴𝐸 assessment done. That will take you another 1 month. Only after that you can lodge your expression of interest, right? So the expression of interest, once it is lodged, you still need to wait for the invitation. Currently, for the 189 independent migration invitation, the invitation rounds is not even fixed. So the last invitation round was May 2023, but before May, the second last invitation was back in I think it was back in December. So no one knows when it will be the next invitation round in the new financial year. And in terms of the state nomination, like if you're after 190 or 491 visa, remember the first invitation you will get is to invite you to apply for the state nomination. So even if you can get an invitation like just immediately after you apply your EOI, you still need to go ahead with the state nomination application, wait for the processing. Only after the state nomination is approved, you can get your visa invitation, and only after that you can apply for your PR visa and get bridging visa. So all of this procedure will take time. It will take time. Usually for the graduates, after your graduation, you might only get another maximum 3 months to go on your student visa. So I'm not sure. You have to judge by yourself whether the time is enough for you.
Yeah, sure. And we've got another question from Dilly. Which is the best state for enrollers to get 190 with 65 points?
Well, because it's coming to the financial year end, right? The new financial year's state nomination policies are not yet published for every state. So it's very hard for us to judge which state is the best. But in general, I would say for all the nursing professions, your PR pathway should be quite straightforward, no matter which state you are. And I'm personally from Western Australia. Of course, I welcome everyone coming to Western Australia to study.
Yes, so we've got another question. Do we have to move regional for PR pathway in Adelaide through enroll nurse, or we can apply through CBD as well?
Yeah, I think this one just now I've already covered this question. So it depends on whether you are the South Australia graduates, because Enrolled Nurse is currently sponsored by both South Australia graduate stream as well as the working stream. For the South Australia, for the graduate stream, both 190 and 491 is available to Enrolled Nurse. For the 190, of course, like you definitely can work in Adelaide, in Metro City, in a big major city, but you need to first get at least 6 months work experience.
Yes, and then we've got another question. So all right. Oh, yes. So there's one question. I think I can answer this question. Do you have estimated total fee for international students for the conversion program in ECU? So the conversion program will be for 1 year. The estimated fee will be like 1 year. You need to pay around like 36,500. Yeah. So semester wise, it will be 18,000 or 19,000 plus. I've got one more question. I'm currently in Melbourne and I have bachelor's in nursing in Sri Lanka. Currently, I'm following Masters of Nursing program in La Trobe University, but this is not direct us for the registration. Can I know the conversion program? And I missed that part. Okay, so I can be in touch with you if you can share. Like, I will, be in touch with you to provide detailed information about this as well. So let's take a last question. So my wife is interested in transitioning her career from commerce to health sector. She holds a commerce degree in India. I would like to inquire about the available course in the healthcare field that she can pursue, as well as duration of this course. So actually for course in Perth.
Yes.
So that's the last question by Mayank Patel.
Yes, I would like to inquire about the available courses in the healthcare field that she can pursue, okay, as well as the duration of the courses. So, okay, so your wife, her education background is commerce. So I think we can, I think if she wants, we should be able, like, we can try to enroll her into the Master of Nursing through the graduate entry stream, because graduate entry stream doesn't compulsorily require you to have a nursing or science related background. So we can try to enroll her into this program. But currently, the only courses like this graduate entry Master of Nursing available, the course of it will be only available in ECU and Curtin. The ECU intake is only Feb intake every year, and the Curtin only has the July intake. And both of these two universities, these two courses are quite popular. So if you want to get enrollment, please contact me, contact us as soon as possible. And of course, you need to get 7 beforehand.
So one more question. It's not clear, but then they just mentioned future of enrolled nurse.
Future of enrolled nurse. Future of enrolled nurse. What does it mean?
So maybe he just want to know about the PR pathways after doing the diploma of nursing.
Yeah, we really mentioned in the slides, but if you missed out the presentation, feel free to contact me. Later on, and I can give you detailed explanation about the enrolled nurse PR pathway.
Yeah, sure. So let's wrap up the presentation. If you've got further questions regarding courses, admission, or any migration related thing, we've shared our email address in the chat box, so you can contact us directly by emailing us. Thank
All
you so
right.
much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Prasamsa.
Thanks, Yuting.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
very nice
See you.
meeting you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you for attending. Thank you. Bye bye.